Ladies and gentlemen, our next session delves into a crucial topic: role of India's molding industry in the global market. India's proficiency in the craftsmanship and precision engineering is worldwide acknowledged, aiming for an engineering export target of US $200 billion by 2025. As we explore the specialized molding and related products sector, we will address these key aspects in this discussion. What distinguishes India's specialized molding and related products on the global stage? How can the molding industry contribute to India's broader goals of global manufacturing leadership? What strategic partnerships or collaborations are being pursued to strengthen India's molding industry globally? Also, we will be delving into incorporating sustainability into India's molding industry. How does it impact global positioning and growth ambitions? The application of 3D printing for the molding industry in the global market. And with that, I would like to introduce our esteemed panel of speakers for this session. I would request Dr. Jyothish Kumar, President, Additive Manufacturing Society of India, to kindly join us on the stage. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I would request Mr. Shijesh Kokkodan, Director, Macpro Technologies Pvt, to join us on the stage. Our next speaker is Mr. B.P. Shiv, Vice President and Head, Sales and Marketing, Tafe Engineering, Plastics and Tooling Division. And to round up this panel, Mr. Vijay Sivalingam, Director Operations, Dolphin Diecast Pvt. Ltd., Bangalore. With great pleasure, I invite all of you to give a big round of applause for our esteemed panelists. Allow me to introduce each one of them. Each of our panelists bring a wealth of experience that will shape the discussion you've been eagerly waiting for. Their insights promise to make this session both enlightening and engaging. Dr. Jyothish Kumar, President of Additive Manufacturing Society of India, also known as AMSI, since 2009, holds an illustrious academic background with a PhD in aerospace applications of additive manufacturing technologies and advanced metallic materials. With over 20 years of experience, he has excelled in quality assurance, marketing, sales, and product development in the mechanical engineering industry. Dr. Jyothish Kumar's significant contributions include leading research and development projects, fostering international collaborations, and actively promoting state-of-the-art additive manufacturing technology. Our second panelist, Mr. Shijesh Kokkodan, Director of Operations at Macpro Technologies Pvt. Ltd., is a distinguished professional in the tool and die-making industry with 23-year track record. A graduate of NTTF, he garnered extensive experience with global giants such as TE Connectivity, Schneider Electric, and Citadel Hardsoft Solutions. In 2010, Mr. Shijesh co-founded Macpro Technologies Pvt. Ltd., which specializes in manufacturing plastic injection molds, stamping dies, components, and sub-assemblies for clients in India and overseas. Mr. B.P. Shiv, Vice President and Head of Sales and Marketing at Tractors and Farm Equipment Limited, is a distinguished leader in the automotive industry with over 30 years of experience. Renowned for driving business excellence, innovation, and growth in the light engineering and mobility sector, Mr. Shiv has successfully managed global MNC partnerships in India and APAC. His strategic mindset, leadership qualities, and expertise in turnaround growth have played pivotal roles in the success of various organizations, including Hero Group, Tata Auto, Duke Advisors, Plastic, Omnium, and currently Tafe Global's Engineering Plastics Division. With a background in mechanical engineering and with an MBA, Mr. Shiv's journey continues to inspire the automotive landscape with strategic acumen and transformative leadership. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Vijay Sivalingam, Director of Operations at Dolphin Diecast Private Limited. He oversees strategic initiatives for precision high-pressure die casts with 21 years of experience. He leads the company's manufacturing and export endeavors, achieving notable milestones and sustainability accolades. His comprehensive skills span product design, process engineering, and innovation contributions to the pressure die casting industry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our esteemed panelists, and with a big round of applause, we will start the final session for the day. I hope their vast experience bring valuable insights on business growth and give you the trends and innovations that will shape the future of this industry. Without further ado, let's begin the session.
Yeah. Very good afternoon to all. First of all, I'm grateful to Mukesh ji for giving us an opportunity to have a panel discussion on the wonderful topic of role of India's molding industry in the global market today. So I also welcome all my panelists and friends. So they come from credible background with the casting and molding industry's experience. I hope it's going to be a wonderful interactive session with all of you. As a brief introduction about the molding industry today, India's ability in craftsmanship and precision engineering has been subject of admiration. With specialized molding and its related products and global manufacturing aspiration, molding industry can contribute major economies of scale. With this small note, I would like to start my first question to one of our panelist friend, Mr. Shivji. Shivji, over to you. Yeah. So the first question is what are the key factors that make India's specialized molding and tooling related products stand out on the global stage?
Opening batsman. Huh? At the last session, this is the toughest session.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the eyes of everyone. Give me few seconds. Yeah. Thank you, Jyothish.
Yeah, please.
How did you select me as the opening batsman?
I know you are a very good batsman.
Yeah, I don't know. How did you select me as opening batsman? I was still expecting to go in this sequence.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Jyothish. Plastic has been my love and passion for last 2.5 decades. I was telling him surprisingly that I started with metal. First girlfriend, love in the school was metal. Finally, I'm married permanently to plastics. So I started with die casting, injection molding, sheet metal, and then finally to plastics. 25 years, I have got an opportunity to work from Punjab, border of Pakistan, to Paris. P2P has been injection molding. So when you talk about the global industry standout of our business, I have actually seen how this industry has grown. When the first car company Ford came to India, global car company Ford came to India in Nasik with joint venture with Mahindra, they did not have even 3 plastic injection molding suppliers in India. And now 78 to 85% of the plastic parts are made in India. So in summary, this is how our industry, plastic tooling and molding industry has done the evolution. Number one, yes, the key factors which make us outstandingly at a global market is obviously our cost competitiveness, but cost competitiveness only with Europe and America. Cost competitiveness not with our LCC friends. And I'll tell you that they are cost competitive, sasta hai, cheap hai, but we still have a cutting edge on them. And I'll come to those points and how we are preferred. We have a better skilled workforce. We call it art to part. From product design to tool manufacturing to program management to quality delivery to global supply chain. This entire process of art to part, we definitely have a cutting edge as compared to suppliers in Mexico, Poland, even China and other parts of the world. In terms of the openness to do technological joint ventures, collaborations, our openness for last 1 decade has been drastic. I have a privilege of almost 4 global joint ventures and collaborations only in plastic injection molding industry with the world number 1 and number 2. I worked with Plastic Omnium, world's number 1 company. Last 6 months ago, we acquired in Tafe, world's number 1 company of plastic injection molding for Asia. So the openness of Indian companies to do technological advancement is actually make us stand out on the global level. We are no more those country of, I remember 15 years ago when my global foreign partners used to come, they had only 3 things. Snakes, India, snakes, very good. Elephants and Taj Mahal. And sometimes they say chicken tikka masala. That's it. Boss, you have come for injection molding, tooling, technology. No. India, snakes, elephants, chicken tikka masala, Taj Mahal. But gone are the days. Now no one talks like this about India of snakes, elephants, Taj Mahal and chicken tikka masala. We talk about technology. Every week I close a global deal. Last week there were global supply customers from Renault and Nissan in my office asking me to supply the parts to their countries. So that is where our global technology has really, we have gone to that level. They said you come to Europe. I said no, I'll supply you from India. So we are dominating the strength of our injection molding and tooling business all the way from India. In terms of, we have a benefit of exposure to different sectors, healthcare sector. G Healthcare buys maximum plastic parts from India. Tafe is one of the biggest suppliers worldwide. Every single G Healthcare medical machine in the world has so complex plastic parts being taken all the way from India. So that's what we talk about in consumer durable. In toy industry in Bangalore, we have our friends who are the global leaders. Open up any toy in the world for McDonald's. These toys are made in India. Worldwide. Last week my son was having his breakfast in US. He's in US. And he opened that package and the toys were there. He just kept it out and it was written made in India. So those plastics has gone to that level in terms of penetration. Government is also giving a lot of initiatives now for Make in India, really helping us out, more open and more flexible. We are very open on R&D. In terms of the full package value proposition to the customer is not only asking for plastic molding and tooling. He comes with a product design and says, boss, I need the part. So complete process of R&D and product design, we are very open. In terms of the environmental considerations, now a lot of American companies are talking about environmental friendly materials, green materials. And some of the companies like us in India have already started taking a lead. And this gives us a cutting edge as compared to some companies in Mexico, Poland, China, a lot of these countries where we have a cutting edge. Most important, I would say the most important which gives us standout at the global level is integrity, transparency and commitment. I would say this is the one most important and biggest strength of India. We have got tools done in low-cost countries at a cheaper cost. We don't know what is the raw material used by them. We don't know what is the intent of raw material used for the plastic molding trials. The tool comes to India and then when we start using it, we find a porosity in the tools. The certificates are original as per the Budras PCK material. But this would never happen in India. So, and this is a compliment which comes to me also from my global customers that Shiv, you guys in India, if you say yes, means yes. If you say no, means no. So these are the 6-7 factors which actually make us stand apart as compared to other countries at a global level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivji. It's a wonderful message for all of us, like with the audience. It's like make in India and make for the world with the government initiatives. I think we are heading towards that, and it's a wonderful message and information on the question I asked. Okay, thank you so much. We'll have a Q&A session for the last 10 minutes with the audience. So I'll move on to the next question with the next panelist. This question to Mr. Shijesh ji. So what role can the molding industry play in India's broader aspiration for global manufacturing leadership? Shivji, over to you. Shalish.
Thank you, Jyothish, for your question. My view on this is we have been listening a lot of things that opportunity for mold makers to supply to the global market, and India has got the biggest opportunity for the next decade, 1 decade. And my thought process is more on the preparedness to tap this opportunity, and how are we geared up in terms of getting this opportunity right and supply to the global market. As a competency, I would never feel that we cannot compete with any other country or a neighboring country, China. The kind of parts what they can supply to the globe, India is also capable enough to supply to the globe. But the kind of scale what they have reached in the past 1 decade, China, and to reach to that level, I think India has to do more preparation. That is where MSME has to play a bigger role, because we have been talking about MSME becomes a backbone of Indian economy. But however, it has never been taken a, I mean, good addressing is not done to the MSME. I think government is trying to do many things, but it is not reaching to the right people. And the media between the government and the actual industrialist in the country, it is getting into a very slower pace. So for this, I mean, when overall all the companies get into a strategic way of functioning and producing components in an economical way and making profits, that is where they'll be geared up to get into the next level. Until we stabilize our own manufacturing resources and produce things effectively, it will be difficult to, I mean, something go to the, I mean, contribute something to the globe. So my view on this is, like, we have to seriously work on strengthening the strategies and the kind of the way MSME functions, so that the space can be created much faster way, because the number of tool rooms and the number of production facilities India's are much bigger, and there are a lot of tool rooms, but how are they organized in terms of reaching to the next level or making their production faster, or even maybe giving a competition to the our neighboring country, it is not yet done. So this is where we feel it has to be worked on, and kind of maybe a grading system, or I mean collectively talking to the MSME and getting to each one of them and educating them in terms of their business and other things, so that it creates a forum for us to perform better, that it contributes to the larger, I mean, maybe our target.
Thank you so much, Shijesh. So I understand from your, version says that India is the most, India is the next biggest market for the global market, and to be globally competitive, we needs, government support, a push from the MSME sector for the better infrastructure, the better market for the products produced by the MSME, and a lot of government initiatives has to happen, and it's a very good message. And definitely, whenever we get a chance to write a proposal or send a request for the government bodies, definitely we'll have this point incorporate in the proposal. Thank you so much. Yeah. Our next panel is to, Mr. Vijay, and the question to Vijay is that how does sustainability factor into India's molding industry's global positioning and growth ambitions? Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Jyothish, for having me here. I would like to take that question based on the experience that we've had with our own company. We today, sustainability to supply to global markets has become a necessity. It was more of a frill in the earlier days, but today to supply to global markets, sustainability is one of the key factors that you are graded on or selected on. So we started our sustainability journey as to get certified for 14001, which was the first step that we did. And the one of the biggest mind blocks that I had personally as a company when we went to sustainability activities was that it was going to be expensive, not our cup of tea, it's for the big guys to do, and things of that sort. But thanks to our customers who have helped us overcome that mind block. And today, we are one of the top 25 percentile casting metal companies in the world that is certified by EcoVadis Business Sustainability Forum. And this journey has been excellent in terms of like the other panelists were saying, we may not be competitive with Chinese products per se, one-on-one, but when we look at the total cost of ownership or the TCO parameters, I think we have a big chance there. And if you add the sustainability factor to that, it's a very big win for us, considering all these factors. So, in terms of what actually can help us in this journey of sustainability is starting with simple things. I mean, even the previous panel discussions, they were discussing about holistic product design, raw material component and things of that sort. The basic philosophy in sustainability is to try to do more with less. And the basic parameter there is to reduce the raw material content in any part. And that is where I think the mold designers or the mold makers and the casting or the molding companies should collaborate to be able to provide a very low material content product solution to the OEMs. And that, I think, comes from us because we are the experts in the field and we have to drive that story to the industry.
Thank you, Vijayji. Produce more with the less is the message from you for the sustainability. And also sustainability is the key factor to supply to the global market. So as you mentioned, it's a good message. Especially I like the message, produce more with less. That is the key and the secret for the sustainability for the global market. Thank you so much. And the next question is to Mr. Shiv. So what partnerships or the collaborations are being pursued by India's molding industry to strengthen its position on the global stage? Over to you, sir.
Hello. In last 30 years, almost 4 times, I was appointed for an American and a European company in Europe and America. 4 times. After 6 months, my president calls me in that specific country. Once happened in US, once happened in Spain, once happened in France. You are born in India? Yes, sir. Why don't you go back to India and head our business in India? So the answer to your question is that Indian companies showed lot of interest for these global MNCs where I joined in America or in Europe, in different parts of the world, and I came back to India. So the most basic levels of collaborations starts with technical collaboration. The easiest way for any Indian company to have a technology or a global collaboration is a technical collaboration, which is a product specific, a business specific. You pay a royalty of let's say $1 or 30 cents per piece, and that's known as a technical collaboration. Basic, bottom, vanilla, global partnership. Then goes the second level where you do a joint venture. So there you do a joint venture with a global company which probably would like to have a majority stake. They would not like to come to India with 49 or 50. You as an Indian company want a collaboration or a global aspiration, you set up a joint venture. So most of the times what I did was, we started a technical collaboration with a British company. As the business was growing, I needed more money and equity. So I set up, I sold my equity to the same partner, started with a minority stake and went to a majority stake. So technical collaboration, joint venture. And the recent mantra for big companies like where I come from, Tafe, is a total acquisition. Our company was one of the global leaders, but we wanted some technology and a global footprint. So option was either we go and set up our plants outside India or we buy a global company. So we acquired one of the world's biggest company, Faurecia. Faurecia is world number one, number two in plastic injection molding, and we acquired their total business. So when we acquired their total business, their R&D, their technology, their customers, their employees, most important, strength of technology, and the know-how of R&D came to us. Now another very popular way is to do collaboration with global universities and colleges. There are a lot of startups which are happening where we invest. I personally also invest and officially also invest into startups, engineering colleges, research institutes worldwide. So these basically incubation centers are a very low cost. You put up a $1 billion, you give them a project, they would work on it and they would work globally at a global environment with global customer base, raw materials, and this incubation center can innovate a global technology which comes to you at a very reasonable cost once the technology is established. So this is the fourth level of a process of, as you asked me, the level of how these molding industry people are doing. Then of course another very successful way is to do a collaboration with the global raw material suppliers. In fact, I have personally benefited a lot. Have a strategic alliance with a global raw material supplier. This raw material supplier would get you involved with the global technologies and give the confidence to the Indian customers. I'll give you examples. In my past few companies, we are the first company to introduce a plastic tailgate. The entire boot of a car is full plastics. We were the first company to introduce a plastic fender. The side next to the bumper, the bonnet, the entire body part is a plastic. So all these things happened because we collaborated with a global raw material supplier who already had an established technology. The very fact that we collaborated with the raw material supplier brought that global technology to us. And of course, the global certification standards also are very important for you to take it to your global aspiration. So these are some 5, 6, 7 very proven processes how Indian plastic injection molding companies can have a global aspiration. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's interesting message for the technical collaborations and joint ventures with the foreign companies helps Indian manufacturing companies, especially the molding and dyeing segments, to be on the global stage. Thank you very much for the wonderful answer. The last question is for myself. Applications of 3D printing for molding industry in the global market. As we all know that one of the applications of 3D printing technology, especially the plastic or the metal 3D printing, which we call as a powder bed fusion, and also repairing of molds with electron beam additive manufacturing. These are all the two best suited for mold repairs and mold manufacturing in metal. The best part of the technology is that we can make mold at a faster phase, and the waste, there is no machining, the waste of the material can be reduced. And as for the strategic markets research, the global 3D printing market size was valued at 20.37 billion in 23, and it's expected to grow at a CAGR, which we call as a compound annual growth rate of 23.3 from 2023 to 2030. As we know that 3D printing also helps us to make complex geometry molds, and we can increase the better quality part. And the very important factor is that we can also incorporate cooling channels. That is the most advantage, most beneficial for the molding industries, where these cooling channels helps us to reduce the cost and also reduces the cycle time. So thank you one and all. So I will, the forum is open for the audience for any questions.
Any questions from the audience?
Don't worry, we'll still have a tea. I'm telling the audience, don't worry, we'll still get a tea.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much, panelists and Jyothish sir, for the wonderful session. I think this gives us an holistic view of how India can work on the global scale. A small token of appreciation for coming all the way and being part of us. May I request Mr. Mukesh Kheria, our Division Director.
Radhika, sorry to interrupt. One question for all the panelists from my side. Now we are talking about environmental impacts, plastic impacts on the environment. Don't you all think that there is a solution where we can replace the plastic with the natural resources like a clay, mud, local available things? Yeah? I mean, it's my imagination also, because when we say...
No, it's not imagination, it has practically happened. We have worked on a products for BMW in Europe with the plastic cups, coffee cups, replaceable coffee cups, with the jutes. So now the plastics is getting completely integrated with the completely renewable materials, completely positively disposable materials, and this is happening. So the entire headlamp of a BMW is coming from a completely renewable material, which means it is injected molded, but the compounds are not chemicals, they are the renewable elements. Whether it is jute, whether it is the renewable coffee cups. So this type of technologies have already been started implementing in the global car companies, and now we are getting RFQs nowadays for all the materials which are to be eco-friendly. And there are specialized companies, and all these companies have started working on identifying the equivalent raw materials which are completely eco-friendly.
Interesting, sir. Very interesting. Because why I raise this question, we have started working with our sister concern called Indian Women in 3D Printing Society, where they focus on women entrepreneurship. The first project what we have taken is to make 3D printed clay cups that helps to replace even the paper cups also. Because when you see paper cup, it's got a plastic lining inside. That creates a lot of health issues. So the first stage, or the first step, what we are working is to replace the paper cups also with the locally available clay or the mud. Thank you so much.
Just not the clay in a lighter mood. You go on the Church Street, you find lot of cups which are made of biscuits. I don't know, there are some brands on the MG road where they serve the tea and coffee, and these cups are of biscuits, which means you can have a cup of tea and then chew it and eat it off. So, I mean, people have gone to that extent already.
Yes. Very good, and thank you for the information. Yeah. Any questions from the audience? We will wind up. Yeah. It's already winded up. Yeah.
Yeah. I have worked with a eyewear manufacturing company, and this company is actively considering alternate materials to plastic. They know that plastic cannot be replaced 100%, so they're trying with some portion of plastic mixed with some environmentally conscious material, and then experimenting, making spectacles which can be biodegradable in the future. So that's already happening.
It's already happening.
It's already happening. Yes, but that's happening in the non-automotive sector as well. And one company who's manufacturing eyewear is attempting this, and it's happening in a big way. That's a point that I'd like to make to add to whatever he just made as a point. Yeah, that's my submission.
Thank you.
Thank you for adding on the points. I believe हम किसी से कम नहीं is aptly now, as we can say proudly as Indians. May I request Mr. Mukesh Kheria to please come up on stage and felicitate our panelists. May I start with Mr. Shijesh? Thank you for coming here, sir. Can I have a round of applause, please? Mr. VP Shiv. Sir, the tea is due and I promise we'll have it together. Can I have a round of applause, please? Mr. Vijay Sivalingam. Thank you for your thoughts, sir. Last but not the least, our moderator, Dr. Jyothish Kumar. Sir, thank you for supporting us and being a part of the panel. request for a group photograph, please.